When you're in a hallway at school, it's not okay to draw attention to yourself. In fact, it's super embarrassing, especially if you're making everybody in your class, everybody that's walking past your class stare at you guys, and everybody looks at you weirdly. And it's never too good to laugh at somebody who's making a lot of noise and noise like banging on the door like crazy, because it's just really embarrassing and you could disturb other classes outside the side. And also it might show that you're not behaving well when you're supposed to be, well, at the age that you're supposed to be behaving in middle school. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoons sometimes. And today I have a story time for you guys, and I'm going to be retelling a story that I told a couple years ago, and this is going to be my embarrassing 8th grade English class story 3.0. So this is my third time making this video. So I made this video a couple years ago. The first one I made while I was on vacation. I was sitting in the library and I was kind of talking quietly because there were people in the room that I was in, and also the other one, I'm not really sure if I like the editing, so I decided to redo a better edited version of the story. And if you want to see the original story, I will link it I will link both of them down below. And this is a story about how this kid in my English class decided to be funny and try to cause commotion outside the classroom by banging on the door while we were waiting for my teacher to come to unlock the door. And everyone except me in my class was all like laughing at this kid because they thought he was being funny, but I was pretty embarrassed because these people were just walking by and looking at us weird, and this was causing a lot of attention in the hallways, like a bunch of teachers and students who were walking by past our classroom that were going to their classes that were in that particular building were all looking at us super weird. And then this just caused a bunch of commotion and people looking at us in the hallway. And this is a story just to teach you guys it's not really okay to be banging on the door and saying, let me in, let me in. It's not really funny when you're in middle school. I mean, when you're little, it may be funny, but if you're in middle school, that's not really appropriate behavior, especially if you're just trying to be funny. So just keep in mind, you should always have appropriate behavior in the hallway at school. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this started about almost 16 or 17 years ago. I was in the 8th grade. I had just finished my third period class, which was PE. And I was walking over to the big building because this English class I was going to, I had to go up the stairs, the second story, just to get to this class. So I go up to the stairs and get to my English class. And when I get there, the door is locked. And I'm like, that's interesting. Where's the teacher? Because my teacher was usually right there, right when she'd get there. But I guess I was early because the bell hadn't rung yet. So I get there and I'm waiting for the teacher. And then the rest of my English class, and this one kid comes, and the rest of my English class, including this one kid, comes, and they're like, where's the teacher? And I'm like, I don't know. So basically, this kid comes up to the door and decides to be funny because he acts like he wants to get into the classroom, and he decides to make all of my classmates laugh. And then he starts going,
let me in, let me in, let me in, blah, 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 let me in.
So this causes some of my classmates to start laughing at this kid, and this kid keeps banging on the door and saying, let me in, let me in. And he starts doing it a bit louder, and then everybody in the class except for me starts laughing. I think this is kind of a little weird. And all of a sudden, there's a bunch of teachers and students staring at us like we're weird, walking down the hallway. And they're trying to get to the classroom, and we're still waiting for my teacher, who's who's assumingly on her way to the classroom. And and this kid just keeps constantly banging on the door saying, let me in, let me in. So finally, maybe after like 5 or 6 minutes, my teacher comes and she is getting ready to unlock the door. And then finally, when my teacher sees what this kid in my class is doing, she tells him,
"Excuse me, that's not appropriate to do, blah, 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 and blah. You do not bang on the door like that, blah, 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 blah. That is not mature behavior here in this classroom," and yada, 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 yada.
I apologize for the background noise. My mom's playing music downstairs. It doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you guys, I'm terribly sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. But anyway, once my teacher tells this kid to stop doing what he's doing, because everyone's laughing and there were people staring at us walking down the hallway. The kid gets out of the way, and my teacher looks at everybody irritated because they were all laughing. So finally, everyone stops laughing once my teacher gives a serious look to all the kids. She goes, unlocks the door, and then we all walk into the classroom quietly and then just sit down. And then as soon as the bell rings, my teacher closes the door and she starts teaching the class. And everybody decided to focus on the teacher, and even though everybody was still pretty like laughing about what was going on, I wasn't laughing. I just was pretty embarrassed that a bunch of people were looking at me and the rest of my class. So basically everybody just kept quiet for the rest of class, for the rest of the beginning of class, because nobody wanted to get in trouble for the noise that was going on in the hallway. So the moral of the story is it's never okay to draw attention to yourself and your entire class at school by banging on the door and yelling, let me in, let me in. I know you're trying to be funny, but that's no way to get attention to be funny. So you should always think before you start doing those kinds of things, because you could either disturb another class that's going to be in session soon, or you could also like cause commotion and make people think you're kind of weird. So always just please be careful when you're being silly and you're pretending that you want to get into a classroom. I get it, you like to be funny, but it's never also good to laugh, because that causes more issues and it makes the person keep doing it. So don't laugh when someone's being silly trying to get into a classroom. So that was my embarrassing 8th grade English class story 3.0. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoons sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel.